Scotland and the Lowlands. Oh, what hae ye been? The slain the Earl o' Moray, and he lain him on the green. The slain the Earl o' Moray.
Well, good morning everybody, and welcome back to another of our series of regional recipes from around the UK. Today we're heading off from Leicestershire and we're heading north, seriously north. Not quite as far north as you can go, but not far off. And we're heading for the Moray region of Scotland. So we're going from a town in Leicestershire to a village in Scotland. And the town, as you may recall from last week, was Melton Mowbray, because we were making pork pies. But today we're looking at a village which has given its name to a soup with simple origins, but which now graces the tables of some of the finest restaurants and menus across the world. So I wonder if you can guess what it is. Well, here are our ingredients, and it's all fairly simple. We've got some smoked haddock or smoked fish, some onion, leek, potato, salt and pepper, some cream, some milk, some butter, and a bay leaf. So all fairly simple, short list of ingredients. And what we're going to be making is Cullen Skink. So our first step to make Cullen Skink is to slice our onion and our leek, and we're going to fry that in a little bit of butter. And then separately we're going to dice and boil our potatoes. So while we're doing that, let's have a quick check on the equipment we'll need for today's recipe. So a very short, simple equipment list today: a chopping board, a knife, a fork, and a saucepan. That's all. Okay, so we're getting all our ingredients together. Cullen, as I've explained, is the name of the village from where this recipe comes originally. But what about skink? Well, that's not quite so simple. The word skink, the Scottish word skink, is very closely related to the German word schinken, which means ham, basically, and with the English word shank, which is the cut of beef from the lower leg. And that link, although it seems a bit strange, really takes us back to the origins of soup, because the first soups were very often made with the cheapest, toughest cut of beef, which would often be the shank, which was very tough, but if you cooked it for a long time, very slowly, it gave off wonderful flavours, and eventually it was soft enough to not only eat but to flavour the soup. So skink became basically the generic word for soup in Scotland. But of course not everyone had access to beef or lamb or pork or whatever, and in Cullen their best ingredient to use was fish from the sea. So Cullen Skink really means Cullen soup, but it's not soup made with meat, it's soup made with fish. So what do we have here? Well, I've got my potato, which I diced and cooked, but I also left some in the pan, if you can see, and cooked it for a little bit longer, and then I've mashed it down a little bit. So we've got some mashed potato, partly mashed, and some chopped potato. So all I'm going to do now is add my potato pieces, my fried leeks and onions, my chopped smoked fish. And now I'm going to add some full fat milk, around about half a litre I should think. There we are. And a bay leaf for flavour. And that, as you can see, looks like a very hearty soup. So we're literally just going to put that back onto the stove for about 15 minutes for the fish to cook through. Maybe even 10 minutes. It won't take very long. So while we're doing that, let's have a quick check on the full ingredients list. And our ingredients list this week is 500 grams of smoked haddock or smoked fish of some kind, 500 millilitres of full fat milk, 1 bay leaf, 30 grams of butter, 1 sliced onion, 1 sliced leek, 2 to 3 diced potatoes, and then optionally some cream to garnish, or some parsley or chives just to sprinkle over the top. And that's all you need. Now I think the only potentially controversial issue with making Cullen Skink is its thickness. Traditionally it was a fairly thin soup, the thickness of full fat milk basically, nothing else. But as its reputation has spread and it's gone to some of the finest restaurants and menus throughout the world, people have tried to luxuriate it and add things to thicken it, to make it creamier and so on and so forth. But as you saw, what I did was simply mash some of the potato, and that in itself will thicken it up quite adequately. We really don't need to add anything else to it, and then we respect its heritage and how it was originally designed and made in Cullen all those years ago. It does to say you can't add a little bit. I'm probably going to add just a little swirl of cream at the end just to make it look pretty, a sprinkle of parsley maybe at the top. And if you had anything else, like for example if you had some prawns or some clams or anything else to hand, I'm sure the fishermen of Cullen would have been more than happy to say, well, we've got this, let's add this as well. So I'm probably going to throw in 2 or 3 prawns I have left over from yesterday into the final dish, and then serve it either with oatmeal biscuits or with wholemeal bread, which you can even then crumble into the soup to add yet more texture and flavour if you want. But otherwise, there we are, our Scottish dish from the Moray area, Cullen Skink. And let's play you out now with a little bit of great Scottish rock music from Runrig. See you soon.